Okay, I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. I hope I can get to it all, and I hope I can get to it all quickly because I'm waiting on a pizza for my kids, and trying to get some light into the frame here. So, all right, first thing, hello everyone. I am, the very first link in the description below is to another channel of mine. Many of you know about it. Many of you are new to Sweet Home Arizona, and you are referred to here. You referred to this channel by Sweet Home Maricopa, but I actually have another one, right? This rabbit hole gets deeper. It's called Sovereign ARTSAKH. Go and watch that video. It's a short video. I think it's under 3 minutes. I just recorded it. It's alerting you to some critical information that's happening in the world. Go there and subscribe, watch, etc. Share. All right, there's that. Then I have an exclusive, I have a source that is going to be giving me an email that, well, said that they were going to be giving me an email that will shed some light on one of the current news topics dealing with the Southwest Desert. And I'm supposed to get that tonight sometime, and so I'm going to be, as soon as I get it, I'm going to be posting it over at Sweet Home Maricopa. I'm going to read the email, make some commentary. I'm just notifying you guys to keep on the lookout for it. If you're watching this channel, then you get the news ahead of time. And it's like, okay, that's a meaty piece. That's what it is it's, I don't want to overhype it, but it's certainly an exclusive. This person says, maybe I should let this leak. Maybe I should leak it to you. I'm like, oh, well, yes, you should. So we'll see. All right. Next, the memorial service for my father-in-law this morning went amazingly. It was amazing. And it was an intimate setting. It was just immediate family. I have 3 kids. Just so you know, everybody asks about those musical instruments that are behind me in some of my videos. Yes, there's a baby grand piano and there's a music stand. Some astute viewer noticed that the music on that music stand is not piano music, and that person is correct. So there's lots of music in our house. My youngest child plays the cello, and she played at the memorial service. That's why I bring up the music. She played at the memorial service a piece on the cello. My son, his primary instrument, my youngest plays the piano as well. So that instrument is hers. The music on the music stand is not cello music. My son plays the double bass, the stand-up bass, the orchestral bass. Like, it's an incredible instrument. And so I think the music on that music stand is bass music. He also plays the guitar somewhat. And then my oldest plays the violin. She hasn't played it in a while, but she's amazing when she plays it. She's amazing. And plays the guitar, but is primarily a singer. And she sang Amazing Grace, a different rendition of Amazing Grace at the memorial service this morning. It was very touching. All my kids participated. My son read Psalm 23. My youngest played the cello. My oldest sang. And we all participated. It was just immediate family, and it was just a wonderful celebration of a life. So there's the report on that. Okay, what else? The monetization is going well. I'm still waiting on that code to come in the mail for it to actually be transferred to my bank account. But if it continues, thank you all for watching. Every view is helping, and if it continues, I broached the subject with my wife of doing the road trip with my dad. I told you guys first that I wanted to do that, and so today I broached it with her, and she didn't have any comment, which is a good thing. Right? If she was opposed to it, she would have immediately reacted. And so I think the monetization actually helps my case, and her father just passing away and mine being of similar age and not great health, that goes a long way as well. So that's just my, optimistic update. What else? I have not watched any of the 45 speech yet from today in desert. I'm sure it is, as always, like listening to that guy talk, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's not our president. I can't believe he's not our president right now. And I am an optimist. It doesn't mean everything that we want to happen is going to happen, because God's ways are above our ways, different than our ways. I mean, he's got it all mapped out, right? And we're here on the map, right? He's looking down at the map going, this is the way it's going. Some hills, some valleys, some some canyons to traverse. But the promised land is directly ahead, right? He's like, everybody's going to love how this turns out. Everybody's going to love how this turns out. That's how he's looking down at the map. And here we are on the map going, man, I don't know what's coming around this next turn. Oh, what's over that horizon? It's just, you got to see it with God's eyes. It's like, okay, he's got us here. He's got us here for a reason, and it's all good. It's not going to feel good all the time. It's not going to look good all the time, but it is all good, because the victory was won. Right? It is finished. Period. Right? Period. It is finished. It's going to be finished someday. No, the victory is won. We are currently in the fog of war, right? There was this raging battle in the heavenlies, this raging torrential battle in the heavenlies, and we won. Right? That death on the cross. Okay, people don't really grasp this, but that seemed like a violent death of a human being, which it was, but it tricked the enemy. It's like it was violence against Satan, right? He smashed Satan straight in the mouth. Satan's like, I got you. Wait, no, it's a nuclear bomb. I get totally defeated, right? That's what happened. He's like, he thought killing the body, right? Killing the body of Jesus was it. And Jesus is like, that was the plan all along. Man, Jesus had to suffer. But Jesus had that bird's eye view the whole time. He's like, here's this part of the plan. It looks like a valley or a canyon, but it is the direct route to victory. So it is finished. So now we're in this fog of war where we are tasked with the mission of the good news that the war is over, right? The gospel, take the good news. The war is over, right? Think about a military battle where there's not instant communication to the front lines, right? So an ancient military battle, say, there's a war raging, and then in some, diplomatic circle, the ambassador from one nation meets with the ambassador from the other nation, and they come to an agreement. These are the terms. We win, you lose. You guys have to do this, and we'll give you, like, the war is over, right? The diplomats get together and determine the war is over. No more fighting. But you don't have instant communication to the front lines, and you've got multiple battlefronts. Part of that term, the fog of war, is like you're in the front lines in the trenches, not knowing the war is over, or at least all of those who are lost, right? Those who are lost are still in the thick of battle. The enemy has them deceived and like fight to the death. The devil wants to kill them. And it's our task to go to the front lines and tell them, no, it's over, war's over, battle's over. Come join the winning side. We won. Come on over. It's over. All right. So we're in that interim, right? The planet is getting better, right? Life on Earth is exponentially better today than it was 100 years ago. All right, I won't go on that tangent. Some of you may understand what I'm talking about, but things look dark, and those are things that are part of the plan, and we just trust, right? Evidence of things hoped for, substance of things not seen, or the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Like, we know the guy who made the plan, and we have to see with our faith eyes until we put on immortality and we get immortal eyes, right? These eyes that we see with are just mortal, which is the seed of the immortal that we will put on, right? We will put on immortality, which means we get new bodies and new eyes to see, right? And even the seeing is a metaphor for knowing and understanding. So, all right, tangent. I know some of you appreciate my tangents, but last thing I want to talk about. So tomorrow's Sunday, and I'm one of my Sunday sermonettes will be about my little trophy, right? The trophy. I mentioned this earlier in the week that I would do a Sunday sermonette that kind of explains why I put that little idol, right? People call you, it's an idol. You're arrogant and you're worshiping an idol, whatever. I will do I have at least 2 verses that I will use, but right now, and the pizza's probably ready pretty soon, so I'll tell this story, how I won my Emmy. All right, so how I won my Emmy was, I was working at Entertainment Tonight. Some of you, I've told this story somewhere else, I think on one of these channels. Some of you already know the story, but here we go, real quick. I was working at Entertainment Tonight, and in 2017, the episode, because every year they submit an episode. It's like 250 episodes a year. It's a daily show. It's a half-hour show every day, Entertainment Tonight. And every year they pick one episode to submit for the Emmy Awards, the Daytime Emmy Awards. And it just so happened in 2017, I worked on the episode that ended up winning the Emmy. So everybody who worked on the episode wins an Emmy, theoretically. And that episode was the memorial to Alan Thicke. So when Alan Thicke died, most of the episode was dedicated to him and his legacy. And those are the good ones to submit because they're heartfelt and really well done. You know, put a lot of special attention on those. You know, some popular celebrity dies. And so I worked on that episode. It won the Emmy. Well, prior to the awards, a couple months prior, the executive producer at Entertainment Tonight was replaced. So they had a change of the guard. And the new executive producer, so what happened was, when they submitted for the Emmy, and here the excuse was, we were new and we didn't know how it was the submissions were supposed to go. They left off 2 major categories of employees. Post-production, which is where I worked, right? I'm a producer and an editor. An editor is really a producer on that kind of show. And freelancers, right? So in any production, you're going to have your staffers and your freelancers. And I was also a freelancer. I worked on 2 shows, E.T. and The Insider, and I just bounced between them. So I was always there, always working, and I just happened to work on that E.T. show that won the Emmy, except they neglected to submit all of the freelancers and all of the post-production, which was a double whammy for me. It's like I was both a freelancer and post-production. So as a consolation, they brought everybody onto the ET stage and brought out somebody's actual trophy and put it there, and we all got to gather around it and take a picture with it. Look, here's your Emmy. You didn't actually win one, and the records don't say you won one, but you get to take a picture with one. So, in fact, that day, let me rewind a little bit. I didn't really pay attention to those things. Emmys were like, okay, that's cool. We submit for an Emmy. And the day I don't even pay attention to when the Emmys were. Literally, I don't care. I like awards, whatever. It's like that's something man gives to men. Like whatever. I have a job. People like my work, etc. If I get an award, bonus, right? It's icing on the cake. I walk in. I'm like, oh, the Emmys were last night. So I walk into my office, my edit bay / office, and they assign a director to each editor every day. And so the director I was working with that day is a friend of mine. He's already there. I walk in and I'm like, hey, did I win an Emmy? And he looks at me and he closes the door. He's like, you're not going to believe what happened. He told me what happened. He told me how they just left off all these people off the list. And he goes, there are people that have been working on this show for decades that did not win an Emmy. And there are interns that just started 3 months ago that just won an Emmy, right? So it's like just people winning and that didn't deserve it, and people not winning and that did deserve it, etc. So there was just a big brouhaha behind the scenes. So I'm like, okay, well, I produced an Emmy award-winning episode, and everybody that I work with knows that I won an Emmy, but I don't have an Emmy, and the Emmys don't know I won one of their trophies. Fast forward, they discontinue The Insider. Half of my workload, half of my livelihood, essentially, in 4 months, we're going to air the final episode of The Insider, and since I bounced between the two shows, I knew that all of the staffers on The Insider were going to leapfrog me for any work, all the work on ET, and I was going to be out of a job. And so 4 months go by, sure enough, I'm out of a job, but I decided to start pursuing my own thing, not working for someone else. And that's where I discovered the Armenian genocide and this incredible story, if you know anything about what I'm doing on my other channels. And so 6 months after I lose my job at ET, I go to visit, just to pop in, and it happens to be around the Emmys of 2018. And I show up, and people are like, hey, did you win an Emmy? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I didn't even realize the Emmys I just happened to pop in. I hadn't been there in 6 months. I just happened to pop in. And they'll check, and the guy opens up his email, and like they have a list. Let's see. Lo and behold, my name is on the list. You know, and the process is you get a link to the Emmy website where you go in and you can order whatever you want. One trophy and a wall plaque and whatever you want. You are a winner and you can get it. And so I'm like, heck yeah. So it turns out one of my best friends at work, who happened to be Armenian, made sure that my name was on the list the next year because I got screwed out of my Emmy. So it's like I start working on an Armenian genocide project and she takes care of me. So it's like God, they were like the devil was trying to take my Emmy and God made sure I had it. Here you go. That's a story. And I won an Emmy for something I didn't work on, and I didn't win an Emmy for something that was Emmy award winning, etc. So that's the crazy behind the scenes Hollywood story of my little trophy, my little award. I'll give you a hint of what I'm going to kind of talk about in my Sunday sermonette about it. An Emmy is the same as that degree you have hanging on the wall from your university. It is not an idol. Sure, some people idolize it or whatever, and some people idolize a Yale degree or a Harvard degree, right? It is an accomplishment, right? It is a symbol that commemorates an accomplishment, an achievement. I don't ever have to tell anybody where I went to college now because all I have to say is, it's weird to say it to me. I'm an Emmy award-winning producer, TV producer, whatever, but it's a shorthand to let people know what your credentials are. That's it. And it is, God gave it to me. It's like, you're not supposed to bear your talents. And that is a demonstration of a talent, right? So all those people, some of you, if you're watching this, that are like, that's an idol, it's evil Hollywood. It's like, Hollywood is full of godly people and evil people, right? And the good people, my goal is to take all of the talent from Hollywood and use it for good. And I'm deep, like I can't believe how deep I am connected to A-listers. Like if you're connected to, it's a small world once you get in, and I can't believe I'm in like that. And I'm freaking broke. It's crazy to be connected, so deeply connected in this incredibly lucrative for some industry, and to be just like living on faith. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. All right. God bless you all there. There's enough for tonight. I'm going to go get that pizza, which I'm sure is done by now. It won't be cold. It'll be just right. All right. Love you guys. Bye.